The end of the first half of the 2018 baseball season is game number 95. And today, the Phillies look to wrap up another series victory against the Miami Marlins. It's game 3 of this series here in South Beach. All right, so the standings look like this. The Phils will go into the All-Star break no matter what happens today in first place in the National League East with a lead over the Braves and a lead over the Washington Nationals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy. I'll be joined in just a little bit by John Kruk and also Greg Murphy. All right, so here we are. We're at the midway point, and the Phillies are the surprise team in all of Major League Baseball, along with the Seattle Mariners probably and the Oakland A's, the way they have played. Why are they in first place? Well, a lot of it has to do with their pitching. If you look at the team ERA, 5th in the National League, and the starters ERA, 4th in the National League, the offense, it is a work in progress. There's some numbers that are really good, like the walks and the pitches per plate appearance. No matter how you cut it, the Phillies find themselves in first place. They've been really good in tight games, and they've been really good in extra inning games. No matter what you could say about the first half, there were some pretty special plays. And now we take a look back of the top plays in the first half. Out toward left field. That'll drop in front of Kingery. Peraza's around third, heading for home. The throw to the plate on one hop. He is out at home plate.
Wait a minute, fanatics. Stop the music. We have another member of the family who would like to join in. The Phillies would like to welcome back Air Force Major Robert Broughton.
Fly ball center field. It's well hit. Odubel's back there toward the fence. He jumps and he made the catch. He just robbed a home run. Odubel going back toward the fence. He jumps and he got it. He pulled it right out of the bushes.
You go out with it this way,
yeah,
and you come back, and then you go out, and then back. But I can't do it. I can't do it fast.
Over toward the corner, makes the sliding grab. What a play by Aaron Altair. Broke it back looper and caught by Scott Kingery. McCutcheon home. Williams throw. Well, this is a big throw. On one hop, and he is out.
I enjoy laying in bed and doing nothing.
And he takes one down the right field line. That's going to be it for an extra base hit. It might clear the bases. Noel is at second. It's a 3-run double. Curveball, it hits Velasquez, and he's going to throw left-handed. How about that? 1-2. And a hot shot through the hole on the left side. That's going to score. And the Phillies have swept out the Pittsburgh Pirates with a run at the bottom of the 11th inning. They win it 3-2. And look at the mob, Aaron Altair. A line drive toward left field. Ozuna's coming on. He dives. He can't get it. He kicks toward the warning track. 1 run is in. Santana's going to score. The Phils will win the ball game. 6-5 in the bottom of the 10th inning on a poor decision by Marcell Ozuna. He left the gate open and the Phillies kicked it in. In the air to right field. Way back there. Fair or foul. It is gone. Into the second deck. Andrew Knapp walks it off in the bottom of the 13th. pretty special moments. And if you ask anybody down in the dugout, there are some more special moments to come in the second half of the 2018 baseball season. Aniel De Los Santos will make his second start this week when we get back. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. There's Aniel De Los Santos, who arrived yesterday morning, was on the taxi squad for the Phillies with a thought that he might start today, depending on how the Phillies felt the blister was of Zach Eflin. And the Phillies just decided, you know what, give him a few more days to try to get that blister right. It's been bothering him the last several games, last several outings, but he's been able to pitch effectively. But they figured with a 4-day All-Star break and maybe a couple more days after the break, then Zach can get that finger back to 100%. And we get a chance to see Aniel De Los Santos for a second time this week. Let's look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Well, the Phillies are going with the regulars today. Some teams around Major League Baseball have given some of the regulars the day off, but the Phils have not. Now, they do have De Los Santos batting 8th, and Andrew Knapp, he's batting 9th in catching. Look what he's done his last 18 games. He's hit in 4 consecutive, and he's 6 for 18 on this road trip. And they will face Jose Urena, the 26-year-old who's 2-9 with an ERA of 4.13. Listen, his win-loss record is not good, but he has certainly pitched better than his win-loss record shows.
Yeah, he has great stuff, too. You look at the average velocity, almost 96 miles an hour. Power arm, change slider. You see the numbers against the Phillies. Well, only 1-3, ERA of 4.5, but he's getting a struggling offense right now, Tom, and this is hopefully one of these games where the boys break out, finish strong, finish the first half strong, and try to put another game between them and the Braves.
Cesar 2 for 7 in this series, and the first pitch of the day is in there, and we're underway, and the count is 0-1. Cesar hitting .270 with 8 home runs, 28 runs batted in, and it's 0-2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Cesar, Rhys Hoskins, and Odubel. All 3 of these guys have done pretty well on this road trip. 2-2. One thing the Phillies have been lacking on this road trip has been the long ball. They have only 8 home runs in 10 games so far. 2-2 pitch to Cesar, and a ground ball to second base. And 1 out here in the first. And that brings Rhys Hoskins up. Rhys will head back to Philadelphia tonight with the team, and then tomorrow travel to D.C. for the home run derby. He's excited about that. Hitting .293 with 10 walks on this road trip.
I talked to some friends of mine up at ESPN who do the home run derby, and I said, you know, if you want to put a mic on someone, he'd be the good one. You know, he's funny, self-depreciating, which is nice.
Yeah, and outgoing with everybody else.
Yeah.
Inside, well, here we go.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Ryan Howard tweeted earlier, be you and have fun, Rhys Hoskins. When the first one goes down, you'll find your flow. Well, we'll keep an eye on the Urania thing, because the Phillies obviously have a past history with him.
Yeah, remember last time here, I think we were playing here, he hit Odubel. Rhys said something. They got into a little word thing from the field. And
2-1. And he's not the kind of guy that you can fool around with Urania, because he does throw. That last pitch was at 96 miles an hour.
Oh, he's got good stuff, but you know, again, if you think he's doing things on purpose, you can't just let him sit there and continue to do it. There's a way to stop it.
Yeah, he does have to hit at some point in this game.
That's the beauty of the National League.
Nobody really ever takes advantage of that, though, John. I don't think.
No, but you know, here's the thing. They got a manager right there, Don Mattingly, that he understands.
Well, there's ball 4, and Hoskins draws a walk, so he's aboard here in this first inning, and that'll bring Odubel to the plate.
And who knows what's going to happen. You would kind of be surprised if anything happened, because you got a young pitcher, De Los Santos, for us. That's, you know, he's trying to win a ball game. He's trying to figure out, you know, try to show them that, yeah, I belong here. I want to stay here. But, you know, there's a time and place for everything in this game, and that's the beauty.
Short lead by Rhys, and a quick throw over. Odubel 4 for 11 against Urania with 2 extra base hits. Another toss to first. Odubel's 1 for 5 with a strikeout in this series. He did not start game 1. Outside, 1-0. I think the other thing too is you just let this kid be wild.
Yeah.
And now his command has been pretty good this year. He has 85 strikeouts and 24 walks and 101 2/3. Outside, 2-0.
Yeah, but you know that could be deceiving too with the walks. You know, does he get behind and guys chase and help him out? Because you know Reese didn't have to swing. Odubel so far hasn't even thought about swinging.
See the base runners per 9 innings. Last time out he went 5 2/3. He allowed 7 hits and 2 earned runs. Got a no decision. 2-2 to Odubel. Carlos Santana on deck. Got to get his average going again too. He's down to 211. Inside, 3-2.
Be interesting to see if they send Reese here. I would doubt it, just because this guy, you know, he's not around the zone right now, and you know if he throws a absolute tough pitch, it looked like Reese wanted to go, but then he stopped. But thank goodness.
A strikeout at 97 miles per hour and 2 outs. And that'll bring Carlos Santana to the plate.
Well, it's just an all fastball at bat, but you see the run, the late run right there by Urania. Odubel, we keep talking about it. He's gotten into the pull mode lately, and he's not staying on pitches. Driving the ball the other way. You remember how hot he was with that on base streak? I mean, he was line to line. Now he's kind of taken away that left side of the field.
Yeah, and he hasn't, I mean, with the exception of maybe a 2-week spurt where he was good, he hasn't been as good since that stretch, unfortunately. Well, you hope that that means something will change after the All-Star break.
Yeah, but you know, is this the way baseball is? His power numbers are up.
Yeah.
His run production, his RBIs are up.
Outside, 1-2. Nick Williams on deck.
Beside what, 1 or 2 sliders, I think he threw 1 to Reese, maybe 1 or 2 to Reese, 1 to Cesar. Other than that, it's been just that fastball. It's running away from these left-handed hitters. I don't understand the way Cooper's playing first base, how they can ever pick anyone off.
He's not the only first baseman we've seen that way. It's very odd. I'm with you on that.
I mean, you watch him when he's getting a throw. Now Arania's not really firing it over there, but he's catching it.
Like he's just trying to make sure
turning to his glove side. It should be a catch. Let the ball go into the runner while your glove's moving back toward him.
It's almost like he's afraid of the ball, like he's afraid of missing the ball.
Yeah.
That's why he's set up that way.
Like there's no way. Where can he get to Reese unless Reese comes back in standing up?
3 balls and 2 strikes.
And not only standing up slowly. I mean, you got one of the better defensive first basemen that's ever played the game, and Don Mattingly in there.
And one of the better infield coaches in Perry Hill.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they know something more than we did.
Reese goes. Pitch is fouled back. Pulled to first base, and Cooper has it. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. Phillies made him throw some pitches. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies 0 and the Marlins coming up. Los Santos is out on the mound warming up for the Phils. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet provider according to speedtest.net. Well, Dietrich makes another start. He's out left field for the Marlins. Starlin Castro has been in 3 different spots in this order in this series, and now he's batting cleanup. Last 19 games hitting .377 in the series, though 0 for 8. And there's De Los Santos, who pitched pretty well in his first outing against the Mets. A 4.26 earned run average, 6 strikeouts and 6 in the third in that outing.
See the scouting report on Daniel De Los Santos. I think what you're going to see most is that fastball 90, 93 to 94, 95, and that changeup.
First pitch fastball is hit foul, and it's 0-1. We wondered about the deception of De Los Santos in his first outing. And according to some of the Mets players, there was that deception that we spoke about with his fastball.
Yeah, that short arm. Watch how short his arm is.
Changeup. Looked like the home plate umpire, Todd Tishner, was starting to move on that one. And it's 1-2. I got a piece in that.
Piece. You got the whole thing.
There's his fiance videoing this outing. Inside 2-2. She was also in New York. And he had a bunch of friends in New York as well. It's his fiance Melissa Perez. Change up outside, 3-2. And ball 4. So Dietrich works a leadoff walk. Let's take a look at our Geico quote of the day. And Daniel on his first start. I think I showed them I'm capable of doing really good things here. I'm confident. I think I did pretty good job. So yeah, hopefully I opened some eyes. I think that's exactly it. Is that he's opened some eyes.
Yeah, when the decision was made to skip Zach Eflin this last start of the first half, or last start before the All-Star break, you know, he was the logical choice, right?
Yeah. Well, he was supposed to start the Futures game today.
Yeah.
But obviously he gave that up, just like he gave up the All-Star game.
Yeah, this is probably a little more fun.
A little more financially fun, too.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Adonis Medina, one of the other Phillies' top prospects, pitching prospects, has taken his spot on the Futures team. And I don't think they're going to miss out much with Adonis. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is more of a future for him than the Futures game, wouldn't you think?
I would think so.
I mean, it's a good thing. Getting selected to start in the futures game, but nothing compares to this.
Fouled away and remains 0-2.
Adonis. It's a good name for a pitcher.
Yeah,
huh?
it is.
Probably a better name for a hitter.
Well, that is true. He's a young man that's really opening up some eyes these last couple years. He's 21 years old. And this year in Clearwater, 8-3 with 75 strikeouts and 71 in the third innings of work. No balls and 2 strikes as he tries to put away Brian Anderson. And he fouls another one off.
They're making him work.
Changeup floated out towards center field. That'll be in for a base hit. Dietrich is around second, holds up there. And they'll be first and second with nobody out. And that brings JT Realmuto to the plate.
Not a bad pitch by De Los Santos, just better hitting by Brian Anderson. Look, I know it's against the Phillies, but you love this. I mean, you see that he just got fooled, but he kept his hands back and just one-handed flipped the bat out just to put the ball in play. You know, how many times have we seen it, a pitch like that that fools you, and guys just are swinging out their wazoos trying to hit it out of the ballpark when they have no chance of hitting it at all unless you do what he did. Probably why he's hitting almost 290 now, right?
Well, 107 hits. That leads the rookies in the National League.
What's that? 100% of all putts left short never go in. 100% of swings that you don't make contact, you're not going to get a hit, right?
That's an excellent point.
I'm going to get some philosophy lessons going for the people today.
1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, that's already 7 foul balls against De Los Santos. And a slider gets away from Knapp. That'll be a pass ball. Which runners on second and third. Is he crossed up, John?
I think that's why he's going out there, but did he tell the umpire?
Yes, he was crossed up. Wasn't a bad pitch.
No.
Alfaro caught the last game, the De Los Santos pitch.
Now, is that counted as a visit?
Yes, it is.
So they haven't taken it off the board. I thought if it was a cross-up, you could go out and talk
that was
to him.
originally the plan.
Did we talk about this early in the year?
Yeah. Foul ball. Yeah, it was originally the plan that a cross-up would be. But you're right, they haven't taken it off the board.
Maybe they got the old memo.
Yeah. There was an old memo.
Didn't you have it laminated?
Not that one. I had
that
the
was
other
the
ones.
reviews.
Yeah. Off the hands, caught by Kingery.
Huge right there.
That's a big out. 1 out here in the first. And that'll bring Castro up. Was it a changeup, John?
Yeah, I think. Well, no, I think it was a fastball in. It looked like it jammed him a little bit. But you remember the play? Was it in New York? I guess the knuckleball. Someone hit Scotty a knuckleball. That looked like it might have had a little knuckle on it too. But he stayed with it. Got an out, and like you said, you first inning, second and third, no outs. If you walk out of here with 1 run, you feel good about yourself. Said that yesterday with Aaron. And sadly, they got 2, and then that was it.
Yeah, we've had back-to-back 2-0 games. The Phillies won game 1, and the Marlins won game 2. Off the glove of Knapp again. Runners partly advance and then go back. Well, before the 5th of June, the Marlins were 18 under 500. Since that time, we mentioned this during game 1. They are 19 and 18.
And I think that's the biggest one down there at the bottom. Bullpen ERA was almost 5.7. Now it's in the 4s, so they've improved in that area. I think that's when Bear Claw moved to the
probably right
somewhere
around that
in that
time.
area where he moved to the closer role, and
just below the knees.
Steckenrider moved into that 8th inning, and Ziegler moved to, like we saw yesterday, 7th inning. And there they are.
There is the bullpen.
That is quite a life they have down there. Someone should write a book. A bullpen guy should write a book or write a song.
3-0 green light, and it's 3-1.
Baseball, watching baseball through a glass window.
Well, there's your title.
That's it, man.
Why don't you have it done by the time we get to Philadelphia, John?
Well, I'm working on other things right now. That could be a good one. I have to get, you know, it would be good to write it with.
Who's that?
Brad Lidge. Pretty intelligent guy. Spent a lot of time out there. Maybe I'll talk to Brad about it.
Three and two.
Or Larry Anderson. Maybe Larry. Because
he would be credible.
Brad's so nice.
Right.
And Larry's in a different way.
Right.
Trying to figure out a nice way to say
that he's different.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you've been around him for how many years? Yes, he's different. But it would be a fun song if Larry was involved.
There's a strikeout.
That's beautiful.
2 outs.
You see the spin on that ball. Was that a changeup or a two-seamer?
I think it was a changeup, but maybe it was a slider that of some sort.
That thing had a lot of spin on it going the other way. Running into Starlin Castro.
Well, now you've got JT Riddle. Let's see if they can get out of it here with runners on second and third. He's 0 for 3 in the series. Came in late yesterday. Had a fastball on the inside corner. It's 0-1.
That pitch to Castro, the strikeout pitch, was a changeup, they say. Whatever it was a good one.
Out toward left center field. On the run is Hoskins. He's there, and so is Odubel just to back him up. And the inning is over. Well, Melissa can breathe a little sigh of relief along with everybody else.
Great pitch.
No runs, 1 hit. That is some big pitch in there. We'll go to the second in a scoreless game. Tonight kicks off Champions Week here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Relive the excitement of the Phillies, Eagles, and 2 Villanova championships. It all starts with World Champions. The story of the 08 Phillies presented by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Tonight at 8 here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Nick Williams leads it off.
Larry Anderson wants further explanation on what I'm trying to say about him.
Well, at least we know he's watching.
Yeah.
Williams swings at the 2-0 pitch and fouls it away. It's 2-1.
Well, I believe we try to be clear.
Larry's lovable.
He is, and Larry's very funny. So
yes.
You can write a really funny song.
Larry, we did not do the buzzer.
We did not do the buzzer, Larry. That's those cavity guys. It could be a really funny song with Larry.
Line drive out to right field. Going back on it is Anderson. There's one out.
That's all.
And here's Michael Franco. I don't know if that's going to clear it up for him, though.
I doubt it. They're a different kind of nice.
There's a different kind of nice. Michael is 1 for 7 with a home run in this series, and is now 1 for 8 with a home run in this series. 2 outs. Scott Kingree's coming up. 2 quick outs. Gabe was saying today, again, he was reiterating how much he's enjoyed this first half, and obviously it's because they're in first place, a game and a half up, but he said that he marvels at how relaxed the team is right now, and for a young team, he says that says a lot. I mean, there's some older guys obviously here, he said, but you know, these guys just seem to be relaxed in the clubhouse, in the dugout, but they're not relaxing on what they're doing, they're just confident. They know where they are. They know where they want to go.
Well, and you know, they've had a first half to see all the competition.
Right.
And you know, when you watch what they have going on in their division, you know, the Braves, the Nationals, they know they're as good as any of them.
Over toward the third base side, cut off by Rojas. And a 1-2-3 second inning for Urania. Phillies go down quietly in their half of the second. We move to the bottom of the second. No score. The band will not be there. They will remain down here in South Florida. It's 3 games, 2 night games, and then the day game on Sunday the 22nd. All fans coming to the ballpark will receive the Phillies socks, compliments of Pico. As always, during the All-Star break, you can get your tickets by going to Phillies.com.
So we're not getting the band back together, Tom?
Well, we might get some band of sorts. I think those guys have to stay down here, though.
Can anyone play an instrument in our group besides Scott?
Fransky could play the guitar. I don't think so. I don't think anybody can play one to that level. Hold on a second.
No.
Nope, I don't think so.
Nope.
I could play the mouth harp.
That's right. You did play that at one point.
Yep. Thank you.
Do you still have it?
I still do. It's on my desk.
Really?
Yeah. Just in case we wanted to break out into
a band.
Song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then if you're playing the mouth harp, how would we hear your golden baritones?
Well, that's true too.
Down the right field line, and that'll drop for a base hit.
Oh,
That just died in the grass. Strong throw by Nick Williams, and a double for Cooper.
that ball just hit and plugged.
So we better check that grass.
I mean, that ball got in on him, but he kept his hands inside, and watch that ball just hit. It kind of just stopped. I mean, Nick's waiting for that thing to take probably one bounce off the wall and carry him to him and possibly have a shot at Cooper at second base. And once he had to take that extra couple steps to get the ball after it just died. I mean, you look, it left a ball mark. You got to carry a tool for that, Tom, and repair that. De Los Santos worked out of trouble in the first inning and back in it already in the second.
Off the plate, De Los Santos has it. Didn't look back to second.
Did not even look.
But I think Knapp was telling him to go to first.
Yeah. And you know, people think, why didn't Cooper run right away? Well, when you see this ball hit, you don't know how hard it's hit when you're standing there at second base. And if you just take off and it's a one-hopper back to De Los Santos, you're going to be out at third base. That's the last thing you want to do. So he had to wait. And we heard Knapp yelling 1-1-1, and De Los Santos listened and threw it to first and allowed Cooper to get to third.
Maybe it takes a strike and it's 0-1. That's the slider.
It is so hard to tell when you're taking your lead off second base how hard that ball is hit once it leaves the bat like that. Like, you don't know if it's a one-hopper to the pitcher, if it is going to take a couple hops to get there.
Popped up on the infield.
Beautiful.
Cesar backpedaling is under it, and there are 2 outs. And Urania is coming up. One for 28. Back toward the box. De Los Santos has it, and the inning is over. Oh, nice job again. He's left 3 runners in scoring position so far in the first 2 innings. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We'll go to the third. It's the Phillies nothing and the Marlins nothing. Truck Stuff the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. John, the question is this. Who was the last Marlins catcher to make the All-Star game? Who was the last Marlins catcher to make the All-Star game?
Well, Real Muto. He made it this year.
Hasn't played in the game, though, yet. Answer will be revealed a little later on. And I'm
going to take a guess with this one.
That is an excellent guess, John.
Oh, guy, I hate when you say that.
Well, it just brings back a little history lesson for baseball. Here's De Los Santos, who is 0 for 1 the other day with a couple sacrifices.
Running out of catchers.
De Los Santos bunted with nobody on his last time in his last game in his first at bat.
Sadly, we haven't seen him to ask him why he didn't run.
0-2.
Seems like a nice guy.
Very nice.
Got on the bus and big wave.
Swing and a miss. He is struck out on 3 pitches. 1 out. Andrew Knapp's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, you were talking about how relaxed this clubhouse has been, and really has been for most of the season. Obviously, winning has a lot to do with that, and the team is doing a lot of winning early in this first part of this season, as we know, as they sit here in first place as we head into the All-Star break. Take a look at this graphic, because it really does kind of paint the picture about the improvement from this team from one year to the next. And, you know, you should go back to 2011, 57 wins. They were in first place at this time of the season. But last year, at that point last year, 29 wins, 22.5 games out of first place. At this moment, we know they're going to head into the All-Star break in first place. I had a chance to talk to a couple of the guys today. Obviously, everyone looking forward to a little bit of a break, if for no other reason, just to recharge and get ready for the second half, because there is definitely excitement inside this clubhouse for this second half. These guys, they believe, you know, they've really believed the entire time. I know the team and maybe some folks on the outside have been surprised, but I think Rhys Hoskins summed it up best when I talked to him just the other day. He said, look, you know, when we came to spring training, one of the messages that Gabe Kapler gave us was, if everybody just gets a little bit better, the pitchers just pitch a little bit better, the offense is just a little bit better, then we will make a great improvement. And I think we've seen that for the most part through the first half of this season. There is a lot of work still to be done. The guys inside that clubhouse know that, but they certainly feel like they're in a good spot. They'll take a couple of days, recharge and relax, and get back to the second half ready to go, guys.
Cesar Hernandez is coming up after the walk to Andrew Knapp. I think everybody looks forward to the All-Star break. There are some guys, you know, from an offensive standpoint that like the way they're swinging, so they would prefer not to take some time off. But I think everybody looks forward to, you know, a couple days. I think the excitement of being back at home on Friday, and I don't think this is lost on Gabe at all, too, just talking with him today. The excitement of being back at home on Friday in first place, no matter how things go today. I mean, I think that says a whole lot, that you're starting a homestand against the Padres and then the Dodgers atop your division.
Yep. It's huge, and you know, the guys I talked to today, they understand it too.
Cesar lofts it to right field, and Anderson makes the catch and throws back in. Now, if they can just get some runs here this afternoon.
Yeah, you don't want to limp into the break struggling offensively, but it has been a struggle the last three games and so far today. They didn't score any against DeGrom. Scored 2
in the opener
Friday, none yesterday.
They got 5 against the Orioles.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we played the Orioles in there.
But you were thinking that counted back toward.
I didn't think that counted. I thought it was like a exhibition game.
Hoskins walked his first time up. Reese's last home run came on the 29th of June. So he's looking for his first home run here in the month of July.
I thought he had one yesterday. I thought he hit the right center and left the bat. They even just ran it down.
Over towards shortstop, and Riddle will get it to second base for the final out. 6-4. A fielder's choice for Reese. No runs, no hits. The Phillies still without a base hit. And one man left. We're on to the bottom of the third. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery $3 million Pennsylvania Club. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by your local Chevrolet dealers. Last of the third. Florida-born Philly fanatic. Oh, we're glad to get a chance to see the Phils play here in South Florida. A lot of Phillies fans walking along the concourse.
Yeah, my next trip with the team is back down here in August.
You have all home games up until then?
Yeah. Yeah, Ben's got the San Diego, LA trip, or San Diego, Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
And then he's got the Cincinnati, Boston, which I think is the next one. Yeah, we go, what, Miami and New York.
0-1 to Dietrich, who walked his first time up. And now no balls and 2 strikes. Vince Velasquez, by the way, walked down to the bullpen with Tommy Hunter and Pat Neshek just a few moments ago. So, you know, a lot of times on these last games of the first half, there's all hands on deck to a certain extent. One, 2 is outside. 2-2.
I didn't see Aaron today to ask him about the mound.
I talked to him, but did not ask him about the mound either. He seemed to be in a pretty good mood, getting ready for the All-Star game. Second strikeout for De Los Santos. Speaking of Aaron, celebrate Aaron Nola's first All-Star game selection with a special ticket offer. Friday, July 20th against the San Diego Padres. 2 tickets for $27 in select seating areas. Limited time only. Offer ends July 18th. Go to Phillies.com for more information.
Bet the Phillies are glad he's not wearing number 1.
or even number 10, which was his number in college. 5-3 on the put out, 2 outs. And JT Realmuto is coming up.
Of course, it'd have to be number 2, right? Because Richie's retired.
Yeah, it would have to be number 2. Realmuto lined out to shortstop his first time up. That's interesting.
I think that was just a full-on take. He wasn't trying to bunt there.
A lot of confidence in his changeup to these right-handed hitters.
Tell you what, not a lot of energy to get the crowd buzzing yet.
Very quiet today.
I have a feeling the onslaught's coming. That offense going to start generating some runs here, and hopefully soon.
Over toward the hole. Kingery diving stop, gets to his feet, slings it across the diamond in time to get Realmuto. What a play on both ends from Kingery and Carlos Santana. The Marlins are going to take a look at it. And Don Mattingly has his hand up as Tim Wallach is on the phone. And they're going to take a peek at it. They think Realmuto is safe at first.
Well, let's take a look.
It wasn't a long
he's safe.
Jump to the bag by Realmuto.
I'm so certain that they're going to call him. They're going to reverse this. I'm going to write it down already. But a heck of a play by Scotty and by Carlos with the pick. Yeah, this shouldn't take long.
Phillies are already walking out to their positions, I should say.
Now, wouldn't you love it if, shocker, wouldn't you love it if the other team can say, after they watch it once on the board, say, let's take them off, let's go. All the players knew it. Scotty trying to grow a beard for the break? Kingery?
I don't know. It might take the whole break.
It might take a lot. It might take till next spring. Look at it. Youthful.
Oh, Realmuto's picked off. Second time a base runner's been picked off in this series. It's amazing how the Phillies have been able to do that this year.
Base running at its best. Yep.
No runs, 1 hit, and nobody likes the quick feet of a pitcher. We'll head to the 4th inning. Still no score between the Phillies and the Marlins. And showing appreciation for all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support local veterans. And De Los Santos chatting with Diego in the dugout. Rick Kranitz just came over as well. There's Diego Atedgi, the Phillies interpreter.
Talk about a nice man. He is something else.
Odubel takes down and away.
High energy. Always happy.
Yeah. No doubt about that. 1-1 to Odubel.
I asked him if it was the post game, you know, when you have, but he has to translate for one of the players like he did the other night in New York with De Los Santos. I said, is it harder to translate what Murph says or what the player? No offense, Murph, but
yeah, none taken.
And what did he say about that, John?
He just laughed.
3-2 to Odubel.
Come on, Odubel. Double to left center. Or right center.
Yeah, how about that one down the right field line? And it's off the wall. Anderson plays it well. His throw to second is just a bit high.
Odubel looked like he blew out a tire coming around first. Looked like he stumbled. That's a nice swing. Now, this is where I think the Phillies have to get better. Watch Odubel coming around first. A little hesitation, a little stumble right there. Whoops. Excitement never ends with
I know
Odubel.
there are a lot of coaches that say it doesn't matter what foot you hit the bag with, but he couldn't figure out which foot to hit the bag with. Just hit the inside of the bag. Carlos takes on the inside corner 0-1.
I mean, it's a situation right here. If Carlos moves Odubel over, then you automatically make a decision. I don't think there's a lot of guys in that dugout are happy with Arena right now. There's nothing wrong with pitching inside, but
over to the right side. All right, Odubel will get to third base. 3 unassisted. MLB.TV is now available for a lower price. $82.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer.
Well, decision made. Donnie Mattingly's going to play the infield in.
I guess the Phillies did that in the early part of this game.
Yes. But, you know, this is one of the, you know, Nick is one of those guys that is a believer in the launch angle. And so, you know, for him to hit a ground ball, you know, he has to hit the top of the ball with going up. And I guess they figure he's more apt to hit a ball in the air, but if he does hit a grounder somewhere, you know, they want to be prepared for it with the infield in. I'd personally like to see him hit one over that WB Mason sign, but that's just me.
Throw over to third base. We don't often see a pickoff play over to third. Outside, 3-0.
I wonder if now they just might put him on. I would imagine Nick has a green light if he wants it.
And ball 4 puts runners on first and third. Third walk issued by Urania. And now Michael Franco is coming to the plate.
They have taken the mound visit off the board, Tom.
For the Fightin' Phils?
For both teams now. Yeah. I feel better about the 5-5 tie. Come on, Mikel. Think other way. Think the other way.
And a line drive base hit it to left center field. He got a hanger, and it's 1-0 Phils. An RBI single scores Odubel. Well, that ends the 12-inning scoreless streak.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see. ABC baseball. Get them on, get them over, get them in. You know, and Nick Williams too didn't chase bad pitches to try to be the guy that drove. Look at Diego. He might be the MVP of the first half, Tom, but this is a good piece of hit, and it's a hanging breaking ball, and you know, Mikel stays on it. Little line drive over Riddle's head into left center field.
Urania's lucky that ball didn't wind up at the Clevelander.
Yeah.
Kingery takes inside. It's 1-0. Well, that run scored for Odubel gives him 47. The RBI for Mikel gives him 47.
Loving that all comes together.
Mikel is now 11 for 32.
But that to me has been a struggle this whole road trip, is situational hitting. Now the one game at Pittsburgh, of course, was just crazy. How you know, what, 18 runs or whatever. I mean, that was. But the close games, they haven't been able to do it, and you know, right there is a great example of leadoff double, grounder to first, get him over to third. You know, Nick Williams don't chase, and then Mikel gets a hanger and hits a base hit.
Altair is in the on-deck circle. Tommy Hunter's in the bullpen. We said it's all hands on deck today, John. When I asked Gabe about that the other day, he kind of got wide-eyed. He said, well, we can use anybody we want, and we might.
I bet Tommy Hunter's never been up in the 4th inning in his life.
I would agree with you on that.
It's a question we can ask him if he's on the plane with us.
Past Dusty Wathan, and it remains 1-2.
Huh. Like Tampa Bay. Then they have their bullpen game.
Got the starter to go 3.
Oh, didn't they have a game where Sergio Romo started a game?
Oh yeah, they've been doing it all.
And then 2 days later, he got a save.
Yeah, then he started another one.
There's
a base hit into left field. Williams around third. He's being waved home. The throw by Dietrich is not in time. It's an RBI single, 2-0 Phils.
Well, now you call Aaron back.
And De Los Santos is going to go up.
That away, Scott. This is nice. Something they needed.
And Juan Nieves out to the mound to talk to Urania. All right, so I guess you expect that Enyel is going to be bunting here.
Yeah, I think, you know, Dusty Watson's probably coming down to tell him, look, if, you know, if they crash and they're on top of you, they no use bunt. Let it, you know, swing it.
I mean, look at where the shortstop's lined up right now, JT Riddle.
Yeah.
He's already wandering to third.
And look where Castro is. Castro's holding Franco on. I mean, you know, look, there's one out. You're concerned with getting the out at third. You know, just try to get an out. But, you know, if he does swing and he can put the ball in play.
There's hits everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, look at Cooper. Cooper's standing on top of him now. I'd like to see him swing. You know, Cooper's almost in the infield, you know, the home plate dirt area. And Rojas is right there beside him, and Dusty's coming back down to tell him, look, you know, once Castro vacates second, there's no one anywhere in the infield. Cooper's crashing, Rojas is crashing, Riddle is playing. Like, if it's a ground ball that goes between the legs of Rojas, it's right to Riddle. So you got one lane where they can catch a ball. Now Rojas is starting to back up, and he's giving some sort of sign. Oh, that's like air traffic control, man.
What is going on?
It's crazy. Maybe they heard Dusty over there telling him, hey, if they're charging on you, swing it. Because they're not as aggressive now as they were.
Oh, he took a hack. That got a piece of Real Muto on his catching hand. Swing and a miss. So he strikes out for the second time, and now Knapp is up. That is the third strikeout for Urania.
.70 pitches through 4 innings. Can this game end this way? Can we have 3 consecutive 2-0 games?
Well, the lowest total run tabulation in a 3-game series between these two teams is 7. And right now we're at 6.
Hey, I wouldn't mind if it stayed that way. I'd like to see, obviously, the Phillies score a bunch more, but take it, right?
Absolutely.
Get on the plane, 4 days off with another win, another series win.
Two balls and no strikes to Knapp. That may have been ball 3. Pickoff play is on. Franco's back.
That baffles me there. It's just that's baffling.
That they would try a pickoff at second
with 2 outs. Yeah. Why would you put an infielder in motion with 2 outs? It's not like he's going to steal. Oh boy. I don't know. Maybe I was just a really dumb player, and this is the way it should be.
I don't know about that, John.
He's not stealing.
No. He doesn't have a huge lead.
He doesn't. I understand trying to keep him close, but you know, on a base hit, give a chance to throw him out. But I mean, no, I don't know, Tom. It's a great day for baseball. No score. Atlanta, Arizona. Bottom third.
Yep.
Washington beating the Mets 1. Now I'll handle this because I can't talk about this anymore.
Outside 3-2. Now he'll be running.
You think?
3-2 with 2 outs.
This is when the time is to try to pick a guy off. Not 1-1 or whatever it was. This could be a first too in baseball, where he tried to pick someone off of every base but first.
Yeah, he did try to get third with Odubel,
which is rare. So you have to think that, you know, it's like the cycle.
I don't think we've seen that.
Maybe they'll sneak in behind Kingery.
Ball 4. That loads the bases up for Cesar. Yeah, that's the 4th walk issued by Urania, and it's the 2nd time he's walked Knapp. He has thrown 30 pitches in this inning.
Saw Tim Wallach going down there to talk to someone in their dugout. I couldn't tell who.
Well, obviously the pitcher spot is not due up anytime soon.
Yadiel Rivera.
So a double switch.
Yeah, but who do you take out?
Yeah, there's nobody loosening up. Now somebody's getting up in the bullpen just now.
Realmuto got picked off to make the last out of the last inning.
Not going to take him out.
No.
Phone's ringing. Eliezer Hernandez getting up. Staying alive.
About a ground ball to center field.
Would easily score 2. That one's out toward right field. Anderson's not going to get it. It is a fair ball trickling to the warning track. 3 runs will score. Cesar's on his way to third, and he'll get there sliding. A 3-run triple. It's 5-0 Phils.
Fundamental baseball, hitting, moving runners, clutch hits. That's why this team is in first place. And why they're winning this game. That's a beautiful thing right there. You know, you double, lead off a double, get him over, get him in, and now a 2-out hit. Looked like a changeup. But Cesar got off the end of the bat, but hit it in a perfect spot. You see Anderson there, but he threw it into Castro. Castro couldn't get out of his glove, and not that he would have had to play anyway at Cesar, but good base running by everyone Kingery.
Yeah,
and that was flying around the bases.
Well, we've seen his Twitter stream recently.
Yeah, he wasn't stopping at third, was he?
1 ball and no strikes to Hoskins. Andrew acknowledging his base running mistakes recently with a lot of humor on Twitter.
Yeah, ask that guy right there to his left how humorous it was.
Well, I'm not saying that.
After the fact, it's humorous. As it's happening, not so much.
Rob Thompson, the bench coach for the Phils.
You have to think that this is his last hitter if he don't come back and get Reese.
You just saw Zach Eflin. He was scheduled to start today, and he was probably thinking, man, 5 runs would be nice to have.
No kidding. Blister?
Out
What
with a blister. And Yale gets the 5 runs of support. And Reese hits it foul. It's 3-2.
I just don't know how. I marvel at that, the way he can hit a foul ball and pull a foul ball into the other, almost in the other dugout.
Swing and a miss. Reese strikes out, and the inning is over. But the Phils score 5 runs in the inning. Big blow, a 3-run triple by Cesar Hernandez. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Phillies have a 5-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, we shattered that 7-run thing for a series.
Yeah, spun it right past. Cesar's triple helped that cause. Up until that inning, the Phillies had advanced only 3 runners into scoring position in the previous 12 innings. They got a couple of good hits there. Starlin Castro takes strike 1 from De Los Santos. Struck out his first time up, and that was a big strikeout.
Yeah, he worked out a big jam in the first inning, but second inning also. A leadoff double, and he pitched around a leadoff double there. And we get a leadoff double, we end up scoring 5. So
back toward the box, De Los Santos has it. Got a little presence to him out on the mound on a couple of those plays.
Yeah, he's got some Aaron Nola in him with the heartbeat.
I think that's a good good analogy.
Yeah, I just don't understand why someone gets a ball back to pitcher and they rush to throw to first, and you got plenty of time.
That's 76 as a curveball. Boy, I didn't think he threw many curveballs anymore. And that can't be a slider at 76.
No, but after Aaron figured it out yesterday, his curveball became a big weapon for him after the first couple innings where he couldn't find it.
That is a foul ball. That was awfully close. There's not much left as far as chalk goes around the batter's box. It looked like that was toward the top of the batter's box, though.
Close, whatever it was.
He reaches out and pokes it down the left field line, foul. Time for a Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. In the Phillies bullpen, or excuse me, overall team ERA 2.33 in the month of July. And see where that sits as far as Major League Baseball goes. The bullpen is at 1.71. I'm sure we'll see some of those guys at some point today.
We saw one warming up in the 4th.
I think if they hadn't gotten that second run, then De Los Santos may have been out of this game. That's a changeup low, and it's 2-2. Ground ball to shortstop. Kingery to his right and makes the play. 2 outs. And Garrett Cooper, who walked his first time up, will be the hitter. I should say who doubled his first time.
Yeah, he hit the one that plugged down the right field line. Just bounced out of that plug. Little spin.
Must be really soft out there.
Little wedge. I mean, you can, when you can maneuver a wedge like Coop can.
Oh, somebody lost their popcorn down on the lower level.
Have you had any of the popcorn here yet?
I have not.
Oh, that's the big bucket,
yep.
too. I don't know if that's like a movie theater where you can take it back and get a free refill.
I would doubt it. I would doubt it.
Wow.
Production Cavity's telling us there's a free refill.
He's gonna need one.
Oh boy.
Man, that's just, that almost.
I don't even think they were trying to catch the ball.
Right, trying to save the popcorn. That'd bring tears to your eyes. I'm sure that ain't like a $2
I don't think it
bucket
is.
of popcorn.
To the right side, and Cesar's there. He goes to his left. 3 groundouts, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. That's a way to front run. De Los Santos. All right, I just lost my popcorn. Trying to decide if I should get more. Not all whiteboards are created equal, so look no further than Quartet. Their huge selection of porcelain and glass whiteboards will not stain, ghost, or dent. Order today from WBMason.com and have your local WB Mason driver deliver it and install it for you. Who but WB Mason?
Stain, ghost?
Yeah, ghost means that if you can faintly see the marker.
Like a film on it or something?
Yeah, like you wipe it off, but you can still see remnants.
That's ghost.
That's ghost.
Completely different definition than I was thinking.
Whiteboard definitions and normal definitions, John, are 2 different things.
All right, Boer's in the game for Cooper.
Yep, Eliezer Hernandez is on the mound, and Odubel pops up to third. And 1 out. Okay, Carlos Santana, who has grounded out twice, will be the hitter. Braves have jumped out to a 4-0 lead over the Diamondbacks. That game's in the 4th. Nationals and Mets are tied at 1 in the 3rd. Four innings, 4 hits, and 5 earned runs for Urania. He walked 4, struck out 4. Two and 1. Three and 1.
I mean, if you're Carlos right here, you just sell out in.
I mean, they've been pounding him in all series.
Yes. And it doesn't look like he picks it up well in there. So this might be one. Well, they're going to go away.
Oh, right down the middle. That was a good pitch to hit.
You ain't kidding.
And he is down on strikes for the 2nd out. Next Monday, the Dodgers are coming to town with Chase Utley. Monday, July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Chase, of course, a 6-time All-Star. Had his best years with the Philadelphia Phillies. Will always be remembered as a Phil. 4-time Silver Slugger Award. In fact, he'll be featured tonight on the documentary concerning the 2008 World Champions. You can get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Williams is 0 for 1 with a walk. Fly ball center field, not deep. Maben is coming in. And that's a 9-pitch 5th inning for Hernandez. Phillies go down in order. We have played 4 1/2. De Los Santos back to work when we return for the bottom of the 5th. Minor league report. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Mitch Walding had a 2-run home run yesterday as Lehigh Valley defeated Buffalo 5-3. Clearwater lost to Florida 11-3. Mickey Moniak again was in the middle of the action. That's a good thing. Lakewood defeated Columbia, and Williamsport lost to Brooklyn. Ben Aklinski 2 for 4 with a home run.
Good Irish name.
Aklinski.
You love the Polish people.
Here's Rojas to lead it off against De Los Santos. Another ground ball. This one again to Kingery. Fluid with his actions. And 1 out here in the 5th. Let's check in with Greg Murphy.
All right, time for our Coors Banquet timeless moment. We go back to 2009 on July the 15th. 3-time Cy Young Award winner Pedro Martinez, who had last pitched in the 2009 World Baseball Classic, signed a 1-year contract with the Phils. He finished the season with a 5-1 record and a 3.63 ERA in his 9th start. And the Phillies would be the team that he would end his Hall of Fame career with. And he was a lot of fun on that team as well.
It sure was.
Yeah.
He was a lot of fun to talk to. I mean, it was a shame that he kind of ran out of gas in the postseason in the World Series. 1-0 pitch is outside 2-0.
But they needed him to get there for sure.
Yeah, he pitched well in the second half of the year. I mean, he had some rough games, but he also had some pretty good games too. That ball's hit well. I don't think it's coming back, John. That's a long home run. Solo shot. It's now a 5-1 game. Whew. Yeah, that's a no doubt about it right off the bat.
That was over just getting started, State Farm and Budweiser. He got the trifecta with that one.
Oof.
Man.
It's only the second home run for Maven.
Now, if they say that's 415 feet or something, well, it says 427 to the bar.
Yeah, it's got to be over that.
It's got to be 430. It's got to be 435, 440 at least. Yeah, that beer in a baseball. What else do you need?
That one's down the left field line. It's 1-1.
Do we get an estimated yardage on that one?
I can get that for you.
429.
They added 2 feet. There's a base hit for Bohr. Up for the first time. And now the top of the order is coming up with Derek Dietrich, and Phillies bullpen may get some action up. No, nobody up yet. Another base hit. Bohr will stop at second. So 2 on, 1 out, a run in. And Brian Anderson will be the hitter. Knapp's going to go out and chat. Rick Kranitz may go out as well.
I mean, is it Tommy Hunter again, or?
No, there's nobody up.
Nobody.
No. Well, he does have a 5-1 lead. They'd like to. He's only at 72 pitches.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'd like to get him another win.
Ten years ago, the Phillies captured our hearts with the city's first World Championship in 25 years. Hear from Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins, and more in World Champions, the story of the 08 Phillies, presented by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Tonight at 8 here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Brian Anderson is 1 for 2. He is singled and grounded out. Marlins have runners on first and second with 1 away. Not much action for the Marlins. This is just the second inning in the series that the Marlins have had multiple hits. They've had 3. Outside. That's going to have to be an important pitch. Now you got a Durbry Ramos getting up in the bullpen. But he is just getting up, so. Out to right field. That's pretty well hit. Williams going back to the wall, and it is gone. An opposite field home run, and all of a sudden this is a 5-4 ball game. That's his 8th home run. He now has 49 runs batted in. He is tops among rookies in runs, RBIs, and average with runners in scoring position. That's a pretty good power the other way for him.
Yeah, we said it his first at bat when he had 2 strikes, just reached out and poked one-handed to right field to get a base hit, and then he gets an elevated fastball by De Los Santos up in the zone. He stays on it, hits it right down that line for another home run. Man, that lead went quick.
Yeah, there was 1 out, and then all of a sudden a home run, a couple of hits, and then a second home run. And now Real Muto swings over the top of a changeup. Oh, and 2.
Think about what this game will have. De Los Santos wouldn't be in it, but that the first couple innings when he worked out of jams.
Yeah. And he hits Real Muto. Now they may have to go get him now. I know they want to let him try to get a win, but Cap is looking for Crandy to make sure that Ramos is okay and ready to go, and then if they're going to make a double switch. And here he comes. So no double switch. He's just going to go to the bullpen. So De Los Santos will be lifted from the game with a runner at first base. He's responsible for that runner. And the Phillies on top 5-4. So a pitching change here in South Florida. The Phillies lead at 5-4. We'll be back with Aderbray Ramos right after this. Well, the Phillies lead is down to 1, and they've got to their bullpen here in the 5th inning. Aderbray Ramos is on to face Starlin Castro with the runner at first, and a first pitch slider is in there. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, be careful too with Real Muto. He will steal a base. Now, I don't know if that ball hitting him might affect that, but
Real Muto this year has one bag, but that has not stopped him in years past. John, I think this is the right move by Gabe to go out and get him, right?
Yeah, you got to win.
Yep.
You know, yeah, you'd love to get the young man a win. You know, the second start in the big leagues, get him another win, but you know the objective is a team win. That individual stuff from here on out goes out the window.
Oh, 2 pitch. And a fastball line into center field, a base hit. Real Muto stops at second. And now runners on first and second with one man down. All of a sudden, the Marlins have found their swing. Our Toyota turning point is what the Marlins have done here in this inning.
Yeah, you know, okay, you get an out. Maben hits a solo homer, 5-1, no big deal. Board, you know, grounder up the middle against the, you know, shift, no one's there, base hit, no big deal. But then another single, and then a big 3-run homer by Anderson. And then Real Muto gets hit by a pitch. Castro now with the single, and you know, they came into this inning with 3 hits, and they're not done yet.
Oh, and 1 to Riddle. Martin Prado is on deck.
Yeah, I thought Don Mattingly was probably thinking, you know, I'll get a couple innings out of Fernandez.
Yeah.
He's going to get 1 unless Riddle hits into a double play here.
Over to first base. Santana's got it. He forgot the outs. I was thinking, why did he not throw to second base? But he just forgot the outs. That ball was hit hard enough, and Ramos was going over to cover, that it could have been a 3-6-1 double play. But he did forget the outs.
Yeah, it's a good thing too that the Phillies dugout's on that side, because they were screaming at him. You can hear guys in the dugout, hey, hey, hey. You know, he was going to put it, you know, the bad thing was if he'd have tossed this thing up in the stands. He absolutely thought there was 3 outs. I mean, no doubt about it. But, you know, again, we had that situation yesterday with Franco where he tossed it up in the stands, and now.
Well, now you got 2 guys in scoring position for Prado. And, you know, the old rule is you can't assume a double play. That ball was hit pretty hard, though.
Yeah, it was.
And Prado takes outside, 1-0.
No one rooting harder for Ramos to get out of this inning than Carlos right now. But, you know, hindsight, that's 2020, but, you know, let's say Prado hits a single right here, it just ties the game. Or if he hits it now, it puts him ahead.
Right.
But if he gets the force at second, even if you don't get the double play on the return throw to get Riddle,
right,
it's still only 1 run. It's a tie game. Base hit now, you're losing.
Yeah, but because Castro's off on the crack of the bat, even though you have arms in the outfield.
Yeah, he's going to be safe. Unless it's like a 1-hop bullet right at Nick.
1 ball and 1 strike. Check swing. Did he go? Nope. This is Gary Cederstrom. Amazing what that pitch does, but it freezes those right-handed hitters.
Especially, you know, Martin Prado has been around a while. You know, 3-1, he's sitting on a fastball. It looked like it just started at him and broke over the inside part, froze him.
Fastball. Whoa, man, where was it? Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Oh, man.
Wow.
That's a strike.
think everyone, I thought maybe Prado thought it was.
That's a shame. All right, so now the bases are loaded. And the 10th man to bat in the inning, Miguel Rojas, who grounded out to begin the inning.
And we'll take another ground ball to short.
And a looper out toward left center field. That's going to drop in for a hit. One run is in. And now the Marlins have taken the lead. It's a 6-5 Marlins lead on a bloop single by Rojas. All of this happened or started with one out. Now there are two outs. And what a shame. The play by Santana where he forgot the outs. Todd Tishner's call to not ring up Prado. And now Rojas gets the bloop single.
Yeah, good pitch by Ramos. Just, you know, unlucky. It's off the end of the bat. Hits it in no man's land. A double, no chance. Like you said, two outs. Runners are off on the crack of the bat. Now we got more work to do.
So Phillies had a 5-0 lead as this half inning began. And now they trail at 6-5. Maben began the scoring, I should say, with a home run. Back toward the middle. Kingery diving stop, has it, flips with his glove, not in time. Everybody's safe. It'll be an infield single for Maben, and the bases remain loaded, or the bases are loaded again. And Justin Bour will be the hitter.
And Adam Morgan's up and ready.
Phillies are taking a peek at that play at second base. He looks safe.
I guess Adam is not ready. They're sent Franco out to talk to him. Knapp's taking a slow stroll out. And as soon as Andrew got to the mound, home plate umpire Todd Tishner, I mean, as soon as he got to the dirt of the mound, he started walking out behind him. He said, "You want a slow walk out there? I'm going to push you and get you out of here." You have the feeling, yeah, here comes Gabe. You had the feeling that Adam was coming in for Justin Bour.
All right, so there's the signal to the bullpen. So we'll have a pitching change with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 6th inning as Adam Morgan is on to face Justin Bour. We'll be back right after this. 3 hits and no runs. Here in the 5th inning, they have 7 hits and 6 runs. They've taken the lead by 1, 6-5, and the bases are loaded. First it was Eniel de los Santos, and then it was Adebray Ramos. Ramos, though, fell the victim of Carlos Santana forgetting the outs, and then a real tough pitch to Martin Prado at the knees right over the plate that was called ball ball 4 instead of strike 3. And then he allowed the 2-run single to Rojas, an infield hit to Maben. And now it's going to be Adam Morgan. Morgan on to face Justin Bour. He singled his first time up in this inning. Had a first pitch fastball, and it's 0-1. Last night, Bour went down looking against lefty Austin Davis late in the game. See his career numbers against Morgan. He's 3 for 9 with 5 strikeouts. In the dirt. Javi Guerra, he was good in the first game of this series.
How do we know, Tom?
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah, we scored, what, 2 in the first or second inning?
Yeah, 2 runs early. We had a home run late. And a line drive base hit to right field. That'll score 2. And it's now an 8-5 Marlins lead. Maben goes to third. Two hits of the inning for Maben and for Bour. Well, that ball jumped off his bat, didn't it?
Yeah, well, he's a large human. Damn, how big he is. Good Lord. But yeah, this isn't how you draw it up, is it?
No, 8 runs. Dietrich out to center field. Odubel got a good jump, and he'll put it away. So the inning is finally over. 13 men come to the plate in the inning for the Marlins. They score 8 runs. Anderson's 3-run home run. That's one of the big blows, but they had 2 other guys with 2-run base hits. We'll head to the 6th. Phillies down by 3. Career Midsummer Classic. Aaron became the Phillies' first-round pick in 2014 and climbed his way to the major leagues in very short time. Nola is among the NL leaders this season in wins, ERA, strikeouts, and innings pitched. He has towed the rubber for the Phils with one of the best curveballs in the league and has his team in postseason conversations. Congratulations to Aaron on his first All-Star selection. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Aaron Nola is heading to the All-Star game. He will represent the Phillies in the National League on Tuesday night. We begin the top of the 6th inning after the Marlins put up the biggest run total of the season against the Phils in 1 inning. Justin Bour had a couple of hits in the inning. Cameron Maben did as well. 3 different pitchers were used by the Phils. Over to Bour. Flips to Javi Guerra covering. 3-1 on the putout. Guerra's numbers a 2.08 ERA in 3 games so far. Scott Kingery is 1 for 2. And a strike to Kingery. Kingery out to right field. Anderson sprinting over to the line. There are 2 outs. Time now for the Ram Truck Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. All right, John. The question one more time was, who was the last Marlins catcher to make the All-Star game?
Well, I thought maybe Pudge.
Mm-hmm.
Piazza was here briefly, right?
Very briefly, yep.
Not them. Charles Johnson, no.
Good player, Charles Johnson.
Yeah.
A heck of a college player.
So I started trying to think back of all the catchers the Marlins have had, and what about Paul LaDuca?
Paul LaDuca is correct. Back in 2005. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a prize pack. Thanks for playing Ram Truck Stump the Fans. Altair takes low, and it's 1-1. Two and two. And a strike 3 called. Phillies respond by going down quietly in their half of the 6th inning. 1-2-3. We will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Phillies down 8-5 to the Marlins. Brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. 36 game for Tommy Hunter, 2-0 with a 4.80 ERA. And Brian Anderson will lead it off. He had the 3-run home run in the last inning. That was part of the biggest inning for the Marlins since July of last year. July 26th against the Rangers. They scored 9 runs on 8 hits. Low, 2-0. Well, that last inning was a nice, pleasant surprise for Don Mattingly's team. Sharply hit to third, and Michael Franco throws him out. Anderson provided us with the giant home run replay in the last inning.
Yeah, these aren't the ones we want to look at for a giant replay, but
no.
Good piece of hit, no, by Brian Anderson. Got that fastball up out of the strike zone, up and away. Didn't try to hook it, went right with it, hit it in the right field. In that right field corner. That's our giant home run replay.
A lot of power the opposite way.
You know, it's funny. You look at his 2 hits, both the other way. Home run single. Both his outs are rollover grounders to third. What's that tell you?
Real Muto flicks it out to right center. And there are 2 outs. Castro had the single his last time up. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch was a little outside.
Just a little. And a line drive, base hit it to left field. And Castro now with his 2nd hit. So he's aboard with 2 outs, and that keeps the inning alive for JT Riddle. Well, the other part of it, too, is that we are getting to the point where the Marlins, if they have one small strength in the bullpen, it is 7 and 8. Or it should be 8 and 9. Adam Conley, a former starting pitcher, is warming up in the bullpen. Yadiel Rivera is in the on-deck circle. Castro had a short lead off first. I would be surprised if he runs this at bat. Get loud, baby.
Runner goes. Pitch is hit foul. It remains 1-2.
How wrong I was.
There's the offensive improvement for the Marlins since the start of the season. They started at .228 in the first month. They were 7-19 at one point, and then up to .265 here in the month of July. 8 runs on 8 hits in the 5th inning.
Tell you what, it goes a lot to, you know, Don Mattingly, the coaching staff. They could have shut this thing down early, and they're still competing.
1-3 on the putout, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We have 6 in the books. It's the Marlins 8, the Phillies 5 as we go to the 7th. Honda dealers game summary. Well, you can look at those 2 innings. The Phillies put a comfortable 5 spot up on the board in the 4th inning, and all seemed right in the world until an 8-run 5th inning by the Marlins, which was fueled by Brian Anderson's 3-run home run, and then a couple of 2-run base hits as well. 8 runs on 8 hits and 13 hitters in that 5th inning for the Marlins. And now we move on to the top of the 7th inning, and Andrew Knapp will lead it off. And Knapp takes outside from Javi Guerra.
Well, that's got to get base runners now. Yeah, 1 at a time. You got 9 outs to play with.
And a line drive caught by Castro. And 1 out here in the 7th inning. Neshek is warming up in the bullpen. Oh, and 1 to Cesar. Cesar, the 3-run triple his last time up. And that was part of that 5-run inning. In the dirt. Inside, 3-1.
See Cesar get on base. Let Reese get a chance. Maybe pop one, make it a 1-run game. Can't get stagnant. You had 1 big inning, 5 runs, and nothing afterwards.
There's ball 4 on a close pitch, and the Phils have a base runner. And Rhys Hoskins is coming up. Hoskins is 0 for 2 with a walk so far. Friday, August 17th, when the Phillies take on the New York Mets. A reminder, that's a 6:05 first pitch. After the game, stay for a free post-game concert. Old Dominion will be performing at the ballpark. Tickets and field passes are on sale now at Phillies.com/Old Dominion. Hoskins is 0 for 2. He walked his first time up. Conley's still warming up in the bullpen. That's probably for Odubel. One ball and 1 strike.
Got a little splinter. A little shrapnel coming off that
bat. Just a little bit. Think we'll use a different kind of bat for the home run derby.
Like what, a corked one? I don't. He might go lighter, maybe. I think just to talk to him afterwards, see. I mean, those balls they use are
tight,
smaller.
Yeah, they're tight.
Yeah, I mean they're just an oversized golf ball to me.
Inside 2-2 to Reese. And a breaking ball waved at, and Reese strikes out for the 2nd time. And they're 2 outs. 2nd strikeout for Guerra. And Don Mattingly's about to make a double switch. Actually wasn't a bad pitch to hit, huh?
A really good pitch to hit, but just the change of speeds got him. Now we got a Conley coming in, and who knows who's coming out. I've lost track.
So a double switch for the Marlins here in the 7th inning. We'll be back right after this. Pat Gillick will be Saturday, August 4th versus the Miami Marlins at 7:05. A special pregame ceremony for the late Roy Halladay. And Pat, go to Phillies.com to order your tickets right now. All right.
So I forget, how does that work? I forget when Harry went in. Like, do they give him a jersey?
Pat, yeah, he'll have a jersey on,
but no number, just a plain.
I think just a plain jersey
with the patch.
Well, that's a good question, John. Now I don't remember.
Yeah, see, stump the fan, stump the announcer.
Odubel lefty on lefty with Conley. And time is called. One ball and one strike to Odubel.
Well, you can see Conley when he was a starter. You know, he threw hard, but not like this. It's 95, 96. And, yeah, I guess he figures probably got Odubel and possibly one more inning.
Well, if he has command, I mean, the way his motion is.
Yeah, it's tough. It's got to be tough on lefty, especially when he's, 95 on the outer half. Like the two strikes to Odubel were nice fastballs on the outer part of the plate. That's tough to get out there and get it.
And a foul tip, and Odubel's down on strikes, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and one man left. Time to stretch here in Miami. The Phillies trailing it 8-5. We are trailing 8-5 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Pat Neshek is coming on to pitch for the Phils. Marlins scored 8 runs in their half of the 5th inning. They sent 13 men to the plate. 8 runs on 8 base hits. Phillies are just taking the field now because God Bless America just concluded here at the ballpark. Neshek's numbers, no wins, no losses, 0 earned run average, 2 strikeouts in 4 1/3. Phillies bullpen today has been charged with 3 runs so far. Tommy Hunter sort of stabilized things with a scoreless 6th inning. right, so now the Phils need to keep this at a 3-run game. Yadiel Rivera, who came on as part of a double switch, will lead things off for the Marlins as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. As we mentioned, the Phillies, no matter what happens today, will still lead the division going into Friday's matchup. You know, the Braves are winning their game against the Arizona Diamondbacks, but the Phillies got to get some runs because the 5-0 lead, I mean, that's a lead you should be able to protect. And then 8 runs scored in a blink of an eye.
It was quick hitters. 3-run homer by Anderson, of course the home run by Maben, and then Bohr comes in, and Adam Morgan comes in to face Bohr, and he has a 2-run single. It happened quick, even though they had what, 15 guys hitting that inning. How many did they have hit? 9.
They had 13.
And 13 guys hitting that inning. But it wasn't like it was like work counts 3-2. Prado was probably the only one. Everyone else was just swinging.
Yeah, and Prado was, I think Andrew Knapp thought that they had him called out for strike 3, but home plate umpire Todd Tishner called it a ball, and that kept the inning alive. At that point, it was 5-4. 1 ball, no strikes to Rivera, and 1-1. You had the mental breakdown by Carlos Santana on the potential double play ball. Again, you can never assume a double play, but the ball was hit pretty hard, and that would have ended the inning too.
Yeah, that's the thing with the ball that hit Carlos, is we've seen him turn that double play a few times this year.
Yeah,
so to say it can't be done, it can be done.
2-1 pitch. Fly ball left center field. That's pretty well hit. Odubel on the run. He gets to the spot and makes the catch. And 1 out here in the 7th inning. Yeah, the ball was hit hard. Ramos was already 3/4 of the way to first base to cover if Santana didn't get there. And Carlos just forgot the outs. Here's Rojas, who is 1 for 3. Rojas had the 2-run single. In the 5th inning, that gave the Marlins the lead 6-5. And then he scored on a 2-run single by Maben, or excuse me, by Bohr, to make it 8-5. Popped up and out of play. Austin Davis warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. And there are 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
You have an 8-5 game. There's only been runs scored in 2 innings.
Yeah. Cameron Maben's home run powered by AWS.
Now, the 27-degree launch angle. Like, that's supposedly the perfect launch angle.
According to a Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt.
According to Michael Jack. But didn't that look higher than a lot of them?
Yes, that did. I can't tell you that I know how the launch angle is decided upon. I leave it to the computer, John.
I leave it to the people a lot smarter than I, Tom.
0-2 to Maben.
I didn't know who that was in the cabbie that said thanks, but I'm sure there's no one down there smarter than us. Come on, give me the buzzer. I want the bell. The bell.
Off the glove of Knapp, and it's 1-2. And a base hit for Maben into right center field. And he'll hold up at first, so he is 3 for 4.
How about this guy coming up to the plate now? Nice off day for Justin Bohr. 2 ABs, 2 hits, 2 ribbies.
And Gabe Kapler's going to bring in Austin Davis to face Bohr, so lefty on lefty. That'll be it for Neshek. Neshek goes 2/3 and allows a hit. He's responsible for the runner at first base. We'll be back with a pitching change right after this. Pickoffs have been prominent for the Phils so far this season.
Yeah, Real Muto gets off a little too far. Remember, he had a review to overturn it, to call him safe for the infield base hit, and then he gets picked off promptly. Gets picked off at first by De Los Santos and Santana. And that's our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Tommy.
5 different starters have picked up a pickoff this year. It's the most starters among any team in Major League Baseball.
There's a nugget you could sleep on. Whoa.
Austin Davis, 9 games, 3.27 earned run average. He was trying to pick off another one.
We got to throw the relievers in there now. Oh, got
it. They do have him with a clean throw. Nope, not a clean throw. Well, Carlos is having a tough day. Throw over to third. And Maben will get a stolen base, and then it'll be E3. It's been a tough road trip offensively for Santana and a tough day defensively for Carlos.
Well, I could break that down for you. Caught it, took his time. All it takes is a good throw, and he didn't make it. Pretty easy.
Fly ball right field. Williams going back toward the fence, has a little bit of room and makes the catch. And the inning is over. Basically swung one-handed at that one. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. 7 in the books. We'll go to the 8th inning. Carlos Santana is due to lead things off for the Phils when we get back. Is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now. Or visit jeffersonhealth.org or Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hey, brotherly love.
Santana lifts it out to short left field. And JT Riddle makes the catch. Or I should say, Yadiel Rivera makes the catch. And one away. There's Rivera. And Nick Williams will be the hitter. Williams 0 for 2 with a walk today and a run scored. Phillies are 6-4 on this road trip. They've won 12 of the last 17. A loss today would wind them down 6-5. That ball smoked Williams. They're going to call him out, though. That's the second time on this road trip the Phillies have had a base runner out, being in the base path or outside the base path. Gabe Kapler's going to come out and talk to Todd Tishner.
Yeah,
he was in and on the line and then went out the last couple of steps.
Good call by the umpire.
Yeah, because watching the replay and watching him on the white line, I'm thinking, well, he's fine. And then all of a sudden he started to waver off to the left a little bit.
You want to solve that situation? You want to solve collisions at first base? Put a second base there.
And put it behind the first base
No, put it like
next to, I should say.
Like they used to do in softball. Put two bases there. Runner runs to the outside base. The first baseman steps on the inside base. Now, a ball hit into the outfield, you touch the first base, right? The normal base. Runners would have to run outside the line. You wouldn't have that issue. Or run outside the line.
Franco fouls it down the right field line. It's 0-2.
You know, you protect the catcher now. You know, with collisions at home, you protect the middle infielders with the way you have to slide going into second on double plays. Not once have they ever thought about protecting the first baseman. It's biased, Tom.
Upstairs, and it's 3-2 to Franco.
Hey, what Connolly's pitching like he's got an early flight.
It'll be fouled on the left field line. Down the right field line, Anderson, and he'll make the catch at fair territory. The Phillies go down in order here in the 8th inning, so no hits for the Phils since that 4th inning when they scored the 5 runs. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Derek Dietrich will lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here in Miami, where the Phillies trail at 8-5. Austin Davis continues on. He got the last out in the 7th inning. And it's probably just Dietrich that he's facing here. Phillies will probably go to Arano after this. And Dietrich is hit by that pitch, hit in the hands. And they appeal to the third base umpire. Cooper says no swing. So a hit by pitch. A runner at first base. Brian Anderson is coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thanks, Tom. Time for the Major League Notebook, brought to you by the University of Maryland. The University College changes in St. Louis this morning as the Cardinals have fired their manager, Mike Matheny. The Cards are 47-46, but the front office decided a new voice was needed. That new voice is Mike Schilt. He was the bench coach. He will now be the manager. They also fired John Mabry and Bill Miller, their hitting coaches in St. Louis. And the Giants, well, they're losing another member of their starting rotation. Jeff Samardzija is headed to the DL once again. It's actually his third trip to the disabled list this year. He has a sore shoulder once again, so he is headed to the DL, and he has had all kinds of trouble since returning. He has an ERA over 6 in his 10 starts with the Giants so far. That is your Major League Notebook today, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories swirling around about who will be the next Cardinals manager. Joe Girardi's name seems to be percolating all around baseball. In fact, some sources along baseball say that he is the leading candidate right now to take over the Cardinals. Victor Arano is going to take over for the Phils. We'll be back right after this. Back here in South Florida, where the Phillies make a double switch. Jesmuel Valentin is in at third. Victor Arano is out on the mound. And Brian Anderson hits one just past Jesmuel and down the left field line. They'll hold Dietrich at third base. Well, I'm sure that's going to be scored a double for Anderson. It was certainly I would say a playable ball for Valentin. That'll be the third hit of the day for Anderson. Ball was hit hard.
Yeah, that's a tough play. You know, that's a do or die.
That's his third hit today, John. He's got a double, a home run, and now and also a single.
If he comes around, has another chance to hit for the cycle. We're getting our tails kicked.
And that ball goes away from Knapp. Here comes Dietrich, and he will score. Boy, this is a sloppy last half of this game. 9-5 Miami. That'll go down as a pass ball.
Yep.
Yeah, he just missed it.
Yeah, he just missed it.
Out to left field. Hoskins is there. Tagging at third is Anderson. He'll score. And it's 10-5 Miami. 1 out. Here in the 8th inning, a sac fly. That is 10 unanswered runs for the Marlins. And now we'll give you Arano's numbers. 2.38 ERA. Go up a little bit after the run that scored here. Starlin Castro is 2 for 4.
Yeah, this one got away from us really quick, didn't it?
Yep, it sure did.
Bang. Now, if memory serves me correctly, I think we, in 1993, we had the same thing go on. I think we struggled going into the break, and we used that free time to rejuvenate.
All right, let's check. Let's take a look.
I believe a long time ago. My goodness.
Swing and a miss. Castro strikes out, and Don Mattingly is going to use Lopez as a pinch hitter. Pablo Lopez, a right-handed pitcher. And a left-handed hitter. Off the glove of Knapp. Yeah, John, the Phillies lost 4 of the final 6 before the All-Star break.
I thought so.
10-2 to the Giants on the final day, and then out of the break lost the first 3 at San Diego, but then put together a 4-game winning streak in Los Angeles and last game in San Diego.
I think that last game in San Diego was when Mitch robbed Bob Garen of a grand slam, or Milt, I mean. I think that was it.
With Kurt on the mound?
I don't know, but that's what kind of jump-started our second half for us. I think that was the day.
Had a base hit for Lopez.
Got pitchers finding holes.
Well, and Rivera's coming up for the second time.
It's a lot of things these guys are going to have to understand too. You know, the guy like Carlos has been in the postseason, Jake and guys like that. But you know, when you go into a town now after the break, you're a first place team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you know, teams get whether they get more fired up to play or not, but they want to knock you off. They don't care who you are. They don't care what team you are. If you're in first place, that's the goal. When you're a team that's not going to be in the postseason, that's your season. Who can we take with us?
Yeah, the Phillies wound up losing this one. They're under 500 against the Marlins in the season series. It's only by 1 game, but still.
Yeah, but how are they against the East? That's the big thing.
One ball and 1 strike to, or 2 balls and 1 strike to Rivera.
We don't have a winning record against the East, right?
Well, this is coming into today. The Phillies were 2 games under 500 against the East. Marlins 11-20. 4 of those wins have come against the Phils. And a swing and a miss. And the inning is over. But 2 more runs score for the Marlins. So that means Gabe Kapler's team Their last chance as we go to the 9th inning with the Marlins on top 10-5. Presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Rob Ellis, Ben Davis, Corey Seidman are standing by. The guys have a lot to talk about. They'll talk about the Phillies' 5-run inning, but then they got to reverse field and talk about that 8-run inning and some of the plays that took place in that inning. You know, the play by Carlos Santana where he forgot the outs, the 3-2 pitch to Prado that Todd Tishner called a ball instead of a strike. And then, of course, all the hits, the 13-man inning for the Marlins. Ben Meyer will be the new pitcher for the Fish as we go to the top of the 9th inning.
Think it's safe?
Oh, let's get some base runners. First pitch is in there. It's 0-1. One and two. $8,829 on hand today to watch this one. Kingery stays alive. Another one fouled off. Oh boy. In and out of a few hands and then down into the crowd.
But no popcorn spilled, right?
No, no popcorn spilled. A phone was almost lost, though. They would have got that back, though. Swing and a miss to the changeup. Kingery strikes out for the first out. Again, the Phillies do not have a hit since that 4th inning when they scored the 5 runs. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Eniel De Los Santos, who had the 5-0 lead, did it 8 times today. As Valentin takes strike 1. One ball, one strike.
Yep, Aaron, we know the feeling.
2-2. Three and two pitch, swung on and missed. And there are 2 outs. Here's the upcoming schedule for the Phils after the All-Star break. Take out the Padres and the Dodgers on the homestand. Then in Cincinnati for 4 and Boston for 2. Marlins come for just a quick 3-game series. Actually 4-game series, and then Phils are back on the road again. There's no long road trips like this one left on the schedule. I mean, this is the longest one. Phillies will wind up finishing, unless there's a miraculous turnaround here in the 9th inning, 6-5 on this road trip. Fly ball right center field. On the run is Anderson out toward the track, and he will track it down. And the ball game is over. And the Marlins win the series. They take 2 of 3 for the Phils. They also hold the Phillies hitless for the final 5 innings of today's game. Our Chevrolet player of the game, Brian Anderson, 3 for 5, a double, a home run, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Our W base deliveries of the game, we go back to the 5th inning.
Yeah, after 1 out, a Rojas grounder to shortstop. Cameron Maven with that long home run, and after a couple more base runners get on base, Brian Anderson, great piece of hit, and a fastball up and away, and then Rojas dumps one into center to drive in a couple more runs. And for good measure, Justin Bourne just says, you know what, Adam Morgan, I'll greet you with one right here.